Hey guys, well, welcome to video 3 of my Complication series. If you haven't seen video 1 or 2, you should really go have a look at them, because my story won't make sense without the prior information. So where I left off was I explained about my drain, and I showed you guys. So I'm in hospital and the days go on, and I'm waiting for the pus to reduce that's being drained into the bag. The bag that you saw in video 2, the one that I have now, is the mini bag, I call it. The one I had originally was a giant bag. It was way bigger than this one, and they were emptying it like 3 times a day, I think it was. So the whole thing is that I need the amount in mils per day to go down to about 30. So about 30 mils for the whole day before I'm allowed to be released. And the stint is going to be in there for, he suspected, 4 weeks. So we were really hoping that the pus would go down to about 30 mils for the day before 4 weeks, so I would be able to go home. So the days go home and they're waiting for the pus to reduce. They put me on antibiotics through IV, and they stopped it a little bit later. I was on antibiotics for a couple of days, and the pus starts to begin to reduce at a nice rate. So they were draining like 200 mils, and then it would be 190 the next day, and then 180. A 10 mil decrease for a day is excellent. So I started off at 200, and I'm aiming for 30. So you can see how long I'm going to be in hospital for. The surgeon comes in a couple of days later. I'm getting really nice results. I'm getting like 10-15 mil drops a day, which is a lot. And he comes in and he tells me that he suspects a pinhole puncture in my colon. Oh, sorry, not my colon, my bowel. That is leaking, and it's being sucked up by the pump, because they did a culture on some of the pus, and they saw some bugs in there that are only in, that wouldn't come from the stomach. And tests might confirm that the pinhole is there, but he believes it's so small that none of the tests will show the actual puncture. And he devastates me with news that I must have a bypass, an operation on my bowel, or a colostomy bag for 6 months. The first 2 of them resulting in open surgery. So he wasn't able to do the bypass or the surgery on my bowel without open surgery. So I'm really looking at the only option of a colostomy bag for 6 months. And this is after I'm getting some great results with the pus dropping. And he comes in and says that, and my world just drops away, and I start to become very, very sad, because it was, the operation went so well, and then we're getting some great news, and then he comes in and he says, you're going to have a colostomy bag for 6 months. And a series of tests have begun, but before I get into that, I don't know what this lady's job is, but I just call her the colostomy bag lady, because I only met her twice. She came in and she put texture marks where the colostomy bag could go, and then she put a clear protective seal over the marks. And at that point I was pretty much absolutely 100% sure that I was going to get the bag, but I still just said that I really hoped that I wouldn't get it. But in my mind I was going to get it, because I thought, why would she mark the bag? And she came in with a pamphlet and she explained, this is what it's going to be like. And she said, sometimes it's embarrassing because you fart through your colostomy hole, I guess you call it, and sometimes it makes noise when you go to the toilet in the bag. And being a university student, I was like, well, I'm going to be in class, we're going to be in a lecture, and all of a sudden, I make farting noises through my stomach, and I was, looking at taking time off university and things like this. But A series of tests began. This is equally bad. I did a CT scan. I don't know what CT scan stands for, so I say all my scans were CT. Including a scan where I had to stand up and I had to drink a liquid. Some of you might have already done it. It sort of tastes like licorice, which for me, awesome. I hate licorice. And so they gave me another one, which they told me was going to taste worse, but it actually tasted a little bit better. But it was so bad for me that I was actually smelling the liquid to gag, and then I would drink as much liquid as I can to try and get it down. And my eyes are watering and my face is going red. And the guy's telling, the radiographer is behind the protective seal, and he's saying, drink it all as fast as you can. And I'm only getting, these sips in, so I'm trying to smell it, and then I would. So after about 5 minutes of that, I was taken back to my room, and the next day we got the results back. Apparently there were enough, I drank enough substance to get results, but not enough for them to make any decisions on those results. So after all that, pretty much it was a waste of time. So they did another scan that had a blue substance pumped up my anus. So, but the doctors refused to call it a colonoscopy, but that's what I kept calling it, a colonoscopy. That scan was alright. They were able to make decisions on that scan. And straight after that scan, basically, I got off the table and I went to the toilet, and I didn't have enough time to fully go to the toilet because they rushed me off to have another scan. But they had me lying down, and they scanned me twice. Once they just scanned me normally, and the second time they pumped in a special chemical through an IV cannula. And that was the last scan was really difficult for me because I was lying down and I could only breathe in short bursts, and lying down made it a lot harder. And they asked me to hold my breath, but I could only hold my breath because as you're going into the scan, it's a big circular machine. As you're going in, they want you to hold your stomach as still as possible so they can get the result. But I could only hold my breath for a third of the time they required, and I later found out that it was about 8 seconds to 10 seconds that they require you to hold your breath for. So that's how long I could hold my breath. I held my breath, released it, held it again, released it, held it again, and then when I couldn't hold it any longer and I released it, it was the same time they said you can release your breath now. So that's all the scans that I had. I was taken back to my room, and if you want to find out what happened in my room, you're going to have to see the next video because I'm out of time. So if you see my other videos, I really need as many subscribers as I can, so please share my link with all your friends and get them to subscribe, and hopefully we can get this information out to a lot more people who are looking at getting the surgery, and they should find out about the complications that happen. And really I haven't got into about half of it. I'm about halfway down my list, so there's a lot more to come. So I hope you enjoy my video so far, and I hope you tune in to my next video.